Trying to install the Buford Mini-loader for the first time. This is the subframe. Goes on the tractor. We got two pins over here that's going to drop in when we get it in the right alignment. We've got hooks down here, and so this is a very snug fitting. There it is. Turn the pins. So they'll engage. And there they are. Now, the tractor also comes with two additional bolts, or the loader comes with the two additional bolts to put in the frame here to help keep everything even. Got two different length bolts here, and I was thinking that he sent them just because he didn't have two of the same length. Well, actually there's a reason for it. On the brake side of your tractor, you got to put the short one in because John Deere ran their hydraulic system, and so they're very close. You can see them right here, and you can't get much room. Whereas over on the other side, you've got all kinds of room to put the nuts on inside there. Alright, you can see that this shorter bolt will miss any of the hydraulic hoses, and where the longer bolt on the other side, there's no problem. And you just simply tighten it up just to make sure that everything stays on there when you're loading your bucket with whatever. We jumped ahead a little bit here, but on the lift cylinder you got the narrow end down on this sub base, and the grease fittings are pointing down. The reason is to keep it from possibly getting into the frame of your tractor. Also, when I first saw it, I thought that having these grease zerks sticking down towards the ground was going to be wrong, but it isn't, because the cylinder is going to come up and fasten up into here. The lift cylinder, one of the cylinders has no grease zerk in the widest end. That's your lift cylinder. The other cylinder is going to have actually three grease zerks. That's going to be your bucket cylinder, so that'll be your clue as to what happens there. As I said, I was concerned about the grease zerks, or the oil hydraulic hoses pointing down, but once it gets installed properly, it's going to be sticking up here out of the road, so that's fine. But in the case of the bucket, that cylinder has two grease zerks. It goes on here and fastens to the bucket. Alright, when you start to put your machine together, you're going to have a bushing in all the points where it swivels. So you want to tighten your nut tight enough that you actually squeeze the channel, the U-shaped piece of channel, against that bushing. You don't want the rotation to be on this nut and that bushing. You want it to be on the part of the arm that contacts that bushing and has the grease zerk, because you want the grease to protect that piece of bushing from wearing out. And so to do that, you want to squeeze and put a lot of pressure actually on it and tighten this thing down good. And you can kind of tell, because you can look down in between here. When you first put it on, you actually see daylight down there, but as you tighten it up, it squeezes this down and it seizes right in there. Okay, I've got a slight correction. Before you tighten these greased areas, grease them first and then tighten them. That way you can make sure you get grease coming out both sides of your bushing and your component part. So just a word to the wise. Things have happened since this video started. As you can see, the unit is all put together. We had some problems with one of the cylinders, and it got replaced, and some fittings got replaced. Probably all of this was due to shipping problems that we didn't detect when we first got the boxes. But this has all been taken care of. The unit has been put together. There's been nothing found that was out of the ordinary. We'll say that I didn't realize until later that these two cylinders are supposed to be facing each other, and when they're in this configuration here, everything is more or less protected. The bottom fittings on the two cylinders can actually touch when your tractor is in this configuration, and I don't know why you would have it in that way other than if you wanted to change your tires. But as you can see, with the bucket tip all forward, you can lift your tractor well up in the air to change both tires. And for that matter, you can even work on your mower deck. It does really put the tractor at a very steep angle here. But still, it's been a great project. I look forward to many years of use by this piece of equipment.